You're probably wondering why a 55-year-old ex-meth addict is standing here dressed like Little Red Riding Hood's aunt. Because recovery teaches you something most people could never figure out. When I was using meth, I worried constantly about what everybody thought of me. I'd hide, I'd make excuses, I'd try to look normal while my life was anything but. Now look at me. I'm standing on the internet dressed like a walking Valentine's Day decoration. And honestly, I don't care if anybody laughs. You know why? Because when you've survived addiction, public embarrassment isn't scary anymore. I've lost my dignity. I've lost my teeth. I've lost years. I've lost people I love. A red dress, that's nothing. The greatest freedom recovery gave me wasn't just getting off meth. It was getting off of other people's opinions. If you've been afraid to wear what you want, say what you believe, start a YouTube channel, dance in your kitchen, or chase the dreams you've been putting off, here's your sign. Life's too short to try to spend it looking normal. And besides, I think these boots deserve their own recovery chip. Off the evening news. Just give me something I can use. People love it when you lose. They love dirty laundry. I could have been an actress, but I wound up here. I just have to look good. I don't have to be clear. Come and whisper in my ear. Give us dirty laundry. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. Kick them when they're up, kick them all around. We got the bubble-headed bleached blonde who comes on at 5. She can tell you about the plane crash with a gleam in her eye. It's interesting when people die. Give us dirty laundry. Can we film the operation? Is the head dead yet? You know the boys in the newsroom got a running bet. Get the widow on the set. We need dirty laundry. You don't really need to find out what's going on. You don't really want to know just how far it's gone. Just leave well enough alone. Keep your dirty laundry. Kick them when they're up. Kick them when they're down. Kick them all around. Have you ever been awake so long that your eyeballs start looking like you've worked a double shift at the Waffle House? Because look at me. My eyes ain't just bloodshot. They have witnessed things. These eyes have seen the sun come up 3 times and still said, "Good morning, I thought it was still Tuesday." But when I was using, I would stay awake so long I didn't even have bags under my eyes anymore. I had matching luggage. Samsonite. I'd walk into the gas station looking like this, trying to act completely normal. "Good morning, ma'am. I would like 1 fountain drink, 17 lighters, a beef stick, and do you hear that refrigerator whispering?" The cashier would be staring at me like, "Lady, your left eye just blinked without your right eye's permission." And I always thought nobody could tell. That was the funniest part. I would stand there with pupils the size of dinner plates, jaw swinging like a screen door in a tornado, talking 200 miles an hour, and think, "Am I blending in beautifully?" "No, Gretchen. You look like a haunted Furby." I've been awake so long that every little noise became suspicious. A squirrel would run across the roof, and I'd be like, "They found me." "Who found you?" "The squirrel police." Then I'd spend 6 hours doing something completely important, like organizing 17 screws by personality. This one's aggressive. This one has leadership potential. This one reminds me of my ex. And don't even get me started on looking in the mirror. When you've been awake for days, you don't look in the mirror and see yourself. You look in the mirror and see a woman named Brenda who has information for the FBI. She knows too much. But here's the truth underneath the joke. That wasn't energy. That wasn't productivity. That wasn't me living my best life. That was my brain and body begging me to shut everything down and go to sleep. Because there's a big difference between alive and just being awake. Today when I look tired, it's usually because I stayed up and edited videos, worrying about my family, or accidentally watched 17 Facebook reels about raccoons. But at least now when the sun comes up, I know what day it is, most of the time. So if your eyes currently look like this, drink some water, eat something, turn off the conspiracy documentary, and please go lay down before you start interviewing the toaster. Because, trust me, the toaster knows nothing. This is Bounce Back with Gretchen, where we laugh at the madness because we survived it. Now, before anybody gets excited, I'm not saying I'm as famous as Jelly Roll. I can't sing like him neither. When I sing, dogs don't howl. They pack their belongings and leave. But that is not where his story started. And when people look at me today, dressing up, laughing, talking about recovery, making videos, they don't always see where my story started at either. They don't see the years I lost. They don't see the bad decisions. They don't see the shame, the chaos, the legal trouble, the relationships that got tossed, or all the mornings I woke up wondering how my life had gotten so far away from me. They just see Gretchen standing here with a phone and a ring light, acting like she's got a production company. My production company consists of me, a tripod that leads to the left, and a microphone that only works when it feels emotionally supported. But that is what I relate to about Jelly Roll. He did not build his message by pretending he had always made perfect decisions. He built it by being honest about the fact that he didn't, that he hadn't. And that matters to people like us. Because when you've lived through addiction, jail, shame, or just years of self-destruction, you start believing that that is part of your identity. You think, well, this is who I am now. This is what people will always see when they look at me. But your past is something you lived through. It doesn't have to be the final name written across your forehead. Jelly Roll found a way to turn his pain into music. I'm trying to turn mine into stories, jokes, and videos that might reach somebody who still thinks they're too far gone. He has thousands of people singing along. I have people in the comments saying, Gretchen, what in the world are you wearing? But both of those things are forms of connection. And connection is one of the biggest things addiction steals from you. It isolates you, makes you hide. It tells you that nobody would understand the real story. So when somebody gets up and tells the truth about where they came from, it gives other people permission to stop hiding, like me. And here's the biggest way I think I'm like Jelly Roll. And here's the biggest way I think I'm like Jelly Roll. Neither one of us had to erase the past to create something meaningful from it. I cannot go backward and become the woman who never used drugs. I cannot make every person understand or forgive me, but I can decide what I do with the story now. I can use it to entertain somebody. I can use it to warn somebody. I can use it to make another person feel less ashamed. And I can prove and teach people that hitting rock bottom does not mean that you have to build your permanent residence there. You can visit rock bottom. You can receive your mail there. You can apparently stay long enough for everybody to know you by name. But eventually you can move. So no, I'm not the female Jelly Roll. Although if he ever needs a backup singer who cannot sing, dance, or follow directions, I'm there. But I understand the message behind a comeback. Your worst chapter might explain you. It might have shaped you. It might even still hurt you. But it does not get to finish your story.